GM, everyone. Well, let me check if everyone could hear my voice because today we're very exciting that we are streaming across multiple platforms and I am your host, I'm Moonlight. I'm going to interview, wow, the one, the only, the very anticipating session over here. I'm going to interview Amir, CMO of PIJSwap Finance. And let me do this. I'm going to remove the banner. And I'm going to reveal the backstage over here to everyone. Hello, everyone, crypto enthusiasts from around the world. Well, especially to our fellow pioneers from the PiNetwork community. Welcome to today's Global AMA. And this is hosted by Moonlight. We are streaming this across multiple platforms so people could see us, right? We're on Binance Live, we're on Gate Live, and we are interviewing PIJSwap. So this is the very first centralized trading platform built on the Pi ecosystem. And they got over 70 million users in the PiNetwork, which is amazing, right? So it is definitely a quickly emerging as a major force in the crypto space. And we're very, very happy to invite Amir, CEO from PIJSwap Finance, and to learn about the vision and the role of this project in the PiNetwork. We're going to dive deep into what we are building, and we would like to also know about the future of on-chain Pi, learning from Amir and how PIJSwap fits into the bigger picture. So without further ado, everyone, let's welcome today's guest speaker, the Chief Marketing Officer, CMO of PIJSwap, Amir. Welcome to the stage. Would you like to introduce yourself and the project to our audience? Thank you.
For sure. Thank you, Moonlight, and a big hello to everyone joining us today from all over the place, from Binance, to Gate. I'm Amir. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at PIJSwap. And a short intro about myself. I've been doing marketing over the past decade across both Web 2 and Web 3. I've been helping projects scale from 0 to 100. I've worked on major crypto projects like Mu, which reached over $1 billion market cap. I've been a part of StepApp, which had one of the biggest IDOs in 2022. And I'm also one of the co-founders and board member of German Blockchain Week. Now, about my personal journey with PiNetwork and how it started, it was pretty casual. I just downloaded the app sometime in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and 6 months after launch, and just started mining like so many others. I was one of the early pioneers, you could say, and I was just quietly watching things unfold. I'm one of the users. Back then, really no one knew what Pi was doing and heading. But as someone who pays close attention to community-driven momentum, I was deeply fascinated because Pi wasn't going down the usual path of trying to grow through hype or VC-backed token drops. They did something much more impressive, in my opinion. They were doing organic trust and time-based commitment. So that's one of the things that left a lasting impression on me. And fast forward to late Q2 2024, I began to notice a shift. There were signals about Pi entering its open network phase, which started surfacing. And that's when the idea took root in me. What if Pi really does evolve into something like Solana? What if it becomes a fully open ecosystem, ready for the real on-chain apps? And that's where it hit me that if that happens, I don't want to just be watching on the sidelines. I want to be building it. I want to help build it up. So I started paying closer attention. I was looking around to see if any team was actually laying down the foundation for something meaningful and building the necessary infrastructure. And as chance and fate would have it, I met the PIJSwap team in September 2024 during Token 2049 in Singapore last night. And our conversation just clicked immediately. The vision, the timing, the ideas that we had about Pi's long game, it all aligned. So that's when it clicked. And by the end of October, I think, I made my decision and I officially joined the PIJSwap Labs team as one of the core members. Back to you, Moonlight.
Thank you so much, Amir, for sharing with us, which is definitely an amazing journey, right? And I also see that right now we got a lot of audience on our Gate Live. I have to screenshot this because this is actually the first time that I collaborate with Gate Live, and I told Gate team that I am going to interview Amir from PIJSwap, and they got a big community at the Pi ecosystem. So we're all very excited. Right now, I could see that. Let me refresh the screen again. I could see that we got around 1,500 live audience. Well, actually,
Amazing.
for that, yeah, 1,500 live audience on our Gate Live. And we also have, let me check Binance because we're also streaming on Binance as well. Yeah, I think we have another like 10,000 live audience
Wow.
over there as well. Yeah, because I have been like streaming on Binance for 3 years, so that's why I got more audience base over there. But I have to say that today's event at Gate Life also brings very awesome results because think about it, this is a first session, right? So I have to say that PyJ swap and the Pi ecosystem. Right? It's definitely a huge community. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and to support our sessions. And also thanks for Amir that earlier you share very honest journey with us. And I'm sure a lot of people who's watching right now feel the same way as I do, right? Really hit home. And we like your very honest and heartfelt attitude and sharing with us. So, well, of course, we want to talk about the vision and positioning of PIJSwap finance, right, in the ecosystem of the Pi network. And that is actually our title. So, my question is why did you decide to start with a decentralized exchange instead of going in another direction? And what makes PIJSwap different from other DEX? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me start with the first one, why we chose a DEX. So to put it simply, any public chain ecosystem, the DEX is the first spark that needs to be lit. It's the beating heart of the entire ecosystem. It's the main artery that connects the users, the assets, and the value all together. And let's think about it. If PiNetwork opened their mainnet tomorrow, what's the first thing that users would need? They would need trading, they would need liquidity, and they would need a place to interact with the chain. So without a DEX, there's no price discovery, projects can't launch, and users can't swap their tokens. And if we zoom out a bit, the broader market trend is pretty clear. The golden age of DEXs is coming, and they're taking market share away from the market that SEXs, centralized exchanges, have been dominating for a while. So for us, it wasn't really a choice. It was the only correct strategic option because our plane of thought was that we had to ignite the liquidity first, and then we had to lay down the most critical foundation for the Pi on-chain economy. Now, about the second question, what makes PIJSwap different from other DEXs out there? So we see PIJSwap as a community-powered financial system with soul. Now, what I mean by that is PIJSwap is the first DEX built by and for the global Pi community. Now, this makes a huge difference because unlike other DEXs, everything here is centered around Pi users. Our slogan is "Make Pi great, make pioneers greater." So our vision is to become the most trusted on-chain DEX within the PiNetwork ecosystem. And from this foundation, we will ascend to a leading decentralized financial platform across multi chains. So this is the building ground for us, this is the foundation for us, and then we will be scaling beyond that. Our short-term goal, let's say within the first year, is to become the largest and most widely adopted DEX within the PiNetwork ecosystem. And then the mid to long-term goal within maybe 4 years or maybe even shorter than that, this according to how the market goes, we will be evolving into a top-tier DeFi platform across all chains. So we're trying to setting new paradigms in user experience, asset freedom, and community governance. So yeah, this is the gist of what makes PiJSwap different from other DEXs. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Amir. Wow, the breakdown is definitely fascinating, and thank you for letting us know about the difference between PiJNetwork and other DEX, and also the reason why you decide to start to build a DEX, right? And I believe many of our pioneers watching now have a much clearer sense of PIJSwaps. Why? What and what it aims to become, right? So let's move on to our second discussion topic over here. Of course, we would like to know about the product and tech architecture of PiJSwap, right? So, Amir, could you please go through the following key points? For example, how is PiJSwap already running and live even before PiNetwork's mainnet is open? Also, why did the team decide to build on a dedicated application chain instead of deploying on an existing one? Thank you.
Okay. That's a great question because that's one of the things that a lot of pioneers are curious about. How are you live without the Pi mainnet network? So here's the thing: from day one, our philosophy was at PIJSwap was never about rushing to launch. It's about building a long-term financial system, but designed for the Pi community with Pi network's future growth fully in mind. So that's why we chose to deploy PIJSwap on PIJS network. It's a high-performance EVM-compatible application chain built specifically for the Pi ecosystem. So we made that choice for several key reasons. The first and the most important one is, of course, security and user experience, because let's be real, a lot of the public chains out there today are full of problems. I'm not going to name any chains, but they're full of MEV attacks, front-running bots, slippage exploits, network congestion, downtimes, a lot of those issues. And for DEX that is meant to serve 70 million users, at the very least, that's simply not acceptable. So every single transaction in the early days carries massive trust value for the ecosystem. So we didn't want our users to be exposed to these chaotic environments that could hurt them and damage the momentum. So from the very start, PiJS Network was designed to protect user experience and create a safer space to grow. The second one, and one of the most important pillars, is building a true home field for the Pi community. We didn't want to just be another DEX living on someone else's chain that has a Pi network on it. Why? Because when you build on another chain, your resources are always at risk. Liquidity could get drained, users could get redirected, and your long-term value gets diluted, obviously. So by building on our own chain, every ounce of effort from our users, from our builders and partners actually stays within the Pi ecosystem. That means a deeper accumulation of value, stronger long-term growth, and real ownership. And the third one was a strategic partnership for the future. A lot of people ask us what happens when PiNetwork opens mainnet. That's a very important question. Our answer is that we are already ready. PiJS network was built with future compatibility in mind. So when Pi opens up, PiJSwap can migrate seamlessly. Users, assets, liquidity, everything. We don't even need to rebuild from scratch. No downtime, no migration risk, just a smooth integration process. And the fourth main reason was supporting the rise of Pi native builders. Right now, we are seeing the early stages of a Pi native startup wave. People all over the world are building projects based on Pi's values and community. But they don't just need a DEX, they need infrastructure. They need a low-cost, scalable, developer-friendly environment. And that's what PiJS Network is here for. It's going to be more than just a trading chain. It's going to be the digital incubator for the next generation of Pi-powered applications. And last but not least, very important one, especially for the users, is EVM compatibility. It unlocks the world for the users. So PiJS network is fully EVM compatible, which means Ethereum, BNB chain, Polygon, and all other major ecosystems can plug in without friction. That brings in more devs, more tools, more liquidity, and it turns PiJS network into a bridge, one that connects Pi's global consensus with the broader on-chain financial world through EVM compatibility. So to wrap it up and put it plainly, this this PiJS network isn't just a temporary workaround that we came up with. It's a long-term, tailor-made infrastructure path designed specifically for Pi users, Pi projects, and Pi builders. So in the future, PiJS network won't just be the foundation of PIJSwap. It could very well be the starting point for the entire Pi on-chain ecosystem. I hope I've answered that correctly for everyone, and everyone is on the same page and can see the same as us. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Amir. That's definitely super clear, right? And honestly, what you just shared really resonate with us because many people here have been Pi pioneers since the early days of mining, right? I could see a lot of audience. They are posting comments right here. So on Gate, we have over 1,700, and Bansa, we have close to 15,000. And lots of comments over here also. So people typing PiJSwap to support or other comments, right? They're kind of like their observation of PiJSwap. And so we'll know the feeling, right? The long wait for PiNetwork to go open the mainnet, and it's been hopeful, but let's face it, it's also frustrating at times, right, to wait for the mainnet to arrive. But here's what makes PiJSwap stand out, because you didn't sit around and wait. You actually start building before the doors open and laying the bricks, building the rails, and setting up everything, right? So the kind of strategy, foresight, and execution, I believe, is truly impressive. And of course, we got another AMA discussion topic here to ask Amir, which is our third one. What new features and products are coming next? And also, how is PiJSwap planning to expand your ecosystem? Are there any early projects already joining the ecosystem? And the big one is, once PiNetwork goes open mainnet, what happens to PiJSwap? Thank you, Amir. Question to you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna split my answer to two parts here. The first part is gonna be obviously before the Pi network opens the mainnet. This is the phase we are in at right now. And this phase is honestly all about building the foundation, expanding the ecosystem, and locking in community consensus. Right now, PiJSwap V1 is live, and that's just step one. In the coming months, in a very short feature, we're rolling out a full suite of core products. I'm just gonna name drop a few of them. We have a lot more planned. So one of the first upcoming was is PiJ Launch. It's a platform for project launches and IFOs, initial farm offerings, and it's to help new builders get traction fast. We also have PiJ Farm, which is liquidity mining to deepen the order book and reward liquidity pools. We have the Syrup Lottery, which is a fun, low-barrier game to boost user engagement within the ecosystem. We have PiJ Card, which is a bridge between on-chain earnings and real-world spending, bringing Web3 into everyday payments. And also have some exciting news for the listeners here. We are already seeing dozens of Pi native builders and external project teams reaching out to the PiJS Foundation about launching on PiJSwap. It's honestly moving much faster than we expected. So starting in Q3 to Q4, we'll officially launch the PiJSwap Ecosystem Accelerator. It's a full-scale initiative offering funding, liquidity support, and community incubation for global builders. And we're not just stopping or limiting ourselves with Pi native teams. We are also extending our invitations to builders from Solana, Ethereum, BNB chain, and any other major ecosystem to migrate to PiJS network and launch and trade directly on PiJSwap. I want to highlight two of our newest collaborations here. The first one is Terralink X, which has officially confirmed its deployment on the PiJS network. And they have a strong offline community presence worldwide, and the project is well positioned for early adoption and real-world implementation. And the second one is Promptail, which is a decentralized AI platform for creators tackling bias, cost, and privacy issues. And they're backed by Google, NVIDIA, and Animoca brands, along with a lot of other big names. So the goal for this phase is simple. It's to make it so that by the time Pi Network opens up, We want PIJSwap to have already gathered users, onboarded assets, and shipped products. A fully built launchpad just waiting for the floodgates to open. And after that, when the PiNetwork opens mainnet, this is where things get interesting and things go vertical. Once PiNetwork goes mainnet, PiJSwap becomes the ignition switch for the whole ecosystem. It's the first stop for liquidity for users and builders entering the ecosystem. At that point, PiJSwap will no longer be just a DEX. It becomes the pricing hub for Pi native assets. It's going to be the first choice for projects to raise and launch, and it's going to be the primary gateway for global users entering the Pi on-chain. Well, because we've already built the liquidity, we've already attracted the users, and we've already onboarded the builders. By that time, PIJSwap will be in the perfect position to absorb that explosive wave of growth the moment it hits after PiNetwork opens mainnet. So we're not here to just ride the wave of the mainnet. We are here to be the platform that actually unleashes it. Yeah, that wraps it up. And back to you again, Moonlight.
Wow, that was actually really amazing. Thank you so much, Amir, for letting us know about that. And I see that right now we got over 1,600 live audience on Gate Live. And let me also check. Wow, on Binance, we're growing so fast. We have close to 17,000 live audience as well. And so many comments right here. Thank you, everyone, for your support. I believe many of the pioneers, right, turning in today can also truly feel the vision and clarity behind PiJSwap's roadmap, right? Thank you so much, Amir, for sharing that with us. And just like make a quick summary, right? From laying the groundwork, building products, growing the user base, attracting projects to co-build on the ecosystem, all the way to preparing for the PiNetwork mainnet and eventually going full on explosive growth, right? Every step feels intentional and unstoppable. Thank you so much, Amir, for sharing the journey with us. And of course, behind the entire ecosystem leap is one very important force, right? The PIJSwap platform token is called PIJS or PIJS. And friends, I heard the PIJS or PIJS token is about to launch for trading, right? And it was very exciting to learn more about that. So let's dive into our next AMA question. PIJS or PIJS is about to go live. What do we need to know before it? Thank you. And question to
Yeah,
Amir.
correct. So PiJS token is officially going live for trading in June. So pretty early. It's coming up really fast, and we couldn't be more excited. The token is actually the engine behind the entire ecosystem, the value creation, the distribution, the growth across the entire ecosystem. Um, Let me break it down into three key points so I can cover everything required. The first one, as I mentioned, the token is the core anchor of our value system. It powers everything from trading fee discounts, staking benefits, governance voting, and node revenue sharing to participating in our Launchpad events even. So it connects the users, the developers, and projects together in one unified value loop. So we don't have a lack of utility or value attached to the token. The second one, the second key factor for a token is that it's a scarcity-driven supply strategy. The PiJS token has a max supply of 230 million tokens, which is quite low by crypto standards these days, where you have like supplies in the billions. And here's the real shock. Our long-term goal is actually to burn and reduce the number of tokens to down to just 100 million tokens. And it's a roadmap. It's in our roadmap with real execution plans and mechanisms already in place to achieve that goal as early as possible through our trading fee burns, through our platform buybacks and other mechanisms. We'll be constantly reducing the circulating supply while anchoring the PiJS to real ecosystem demand to give it that supply shock of making it more scarce. And the third one is, of course, the global exchange listings that are already in motion. We've already been approached by several top tier centralized exchanges who see the potential in PIJSwap and want to collaborate on listing PiJS. But I want to give the good news to our users that we are doing this the right way. So first, the PiJS token will be launching on our own DEX, giving our early supporters and our community the first access and fair participation to the token. And then we'll roll out listings on centralized exchanges step by step to bring PiJS onto the global stage. And yes, our long term is quite clear. Binance, we want to bring PiJS to the world and make sure global users, every global user, knows what this ecosystem is about and how they can be a part of it. Back to you.
Well noted. Thank you so much, Amir. And that was definitely amazing, right? Thank you for sharing the powerful insight with us, and especially regarding the very important next step, right? The token launch of PiJS or PIJS. And wow, it's going to be June. And today is the second day of June, which means it's coming up this month. And definitely very exciting. So at this point, I believe everyone can clearly see that PIJS or PiJS, right, is not just a platform token, but it is the heartbeat of an entire value, right, engine that's only getting started. And judging from how fast the chat is flying right now, everyone's asking the same thing: what's next? Right? Are there any other important things that we could expect from PiJ network? So let's get into the final most anticipated question of today's MS session. Does PIJSwap has any big announcement or upcoming plans that you could share with the community? And right now, I see we got over 1,700 live audiences, was also 17,000 live audience on Binance and across Gate Live as well, which is super. Thank you all for supporting this AMA session. And question back to Amir. Let's talk about the roadmap or upcoming plans. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. That's a lot of people, and we're excited to see them here. And thank you, Moonlight, for hosting this. And huge thanks to all the pioneers around the world who've been following up until now. And yeah, I know this is the thing everyone's been waiting for. So I'm excited to give you an exclusive heads up, exclusive to this space, something we've quietly been working on behind the scene. It's the PIJSwap Foundation. Is currently preparing to launch a $5 million ecosystem acceleration fund. And let me be clear, it's not just a slogan or just one of those things for show. We're not just thinking about it. It's a real initiative. It's already deep in preparation. Our team has been working full speed to bring it to life in collaboration with other teams. And the fund will, again, focus on three key pillars. The first one is fueling early builders, which includes developers, project teams, and ecosystem nodes, anyone basically building value for the PiJS network. The second key pillar is incubating real utility. So we want to help truly valuable products get off the ground. It's the kind of innovations that make Pi's on-chain economy thrive. And third and last one is injecting early stage liquidity, which is it's a big need for early stage projects, and to kickstart their trading activity and grow the asset base on our DEX. A strong market needs deep early support. And we are already in talks and initial discussions with several Web3 VCs across Asia and the West and US, a few family offices and strategic partners from major exchanges. And I have to say the reception so far has been really, really positive. There is a growing recognition of PIJSwap's long-term potential and short-term achievements, and our mission inside the Pi ecosystem is recognizable for everyone. So we plan to share full details publicly around July, depending on how the prep unfolds, of course. And while we're still in the early stages, I want to make one thing very clear. The direction is set, the path is real, and the momentum is building. So keep your eyes open, pioneers, because we're just getting started. And PiJSwap's story is just getting started. And we want every single one of you to be a part of it. Thanks again for listening to me. And if you like what you're seeing, if you like what PiJSwap is doing, give us a follow on our socials so you can stay updated on everything and don't miss any of our major announcements coming up.
Amazing, Amir. Thank you so much. Wow, today we have been talking a lot, right? From your personal journey in the Web3 space and also the vision behind the scenes and why the team decided to build PIJSwap and all the way to the roadmap, upcoming events, especially the PIJS token, right? About to launch. Once again, really appreciate you for spending time with us. Well, I would like to say bye to our audience. We are going to see you next time. Thank you.
Have a good one.